For the past 2 months, I changed one thing. And in those 2 months, I made more progress than I did in the previous 9. The key was, I worked with what I had. Do you know where the biggest diamond mine in the world is? South Africa, Russia, India. Obvious answers. In reality, the biggest diamond mine in the world is exactly where you'd least expect it. It's in your backyard. The biggest diamond mine in the world.
Man, I keep getting caught up.
Right here.
Showing love to everybody.
Stay tuned.
Man, I've been going through it, trying to make them see the vision.
One of the most interesting things that humans do is assume that everyone doing better than them is actually better than them or has something that they don't currently have. We assume that this person had connections that we don't have. Their parents gave them $1 million as a loan to start their business, whereas we are fending for ourselves. Or, for some reason, they are luckier than we'll ever be. We operate constantly from this position of lack. We are always chasing after something that we think that, once I get this, I'll be able to start. But then even if you get that thing, you will now search for the next thing that successful people have that you don't, creating this never-ending cycle of you looking for reasons why others are successful and you will never be. The key to improve anything, and write this down. The key to improve anything is work with what you have.
Man, I've been going through it, trying to make them see the vision. Try to explain myself, that was the worst decision. Thought that I could change the world, turn me into a villain. Gotta learn to practice silence, follow my intuition. Stay in the house, phone number off limits. Stress on the brain, complain, but I know that it's all self-inflicted.
I've been out of school for 3 years now. At first, I worked for my dad. Then I stopped because you know how it goes. When you work for your parents, at the beginning, pay is sporadic, to say the least. So I said, hell no, I'm good. And I ventured on my own. And I can't lie, I learned many things from that decision. But now, after all, I'm back working with my parents. Why? Because it's a huge opportunity that I'm blessed to have. It's a business that I have good access to and can learn without much risk. My parents are good people. So obviously I was going to get paid. But I was just a bit impatient. I was looking for something else, some other opportunity. And looking back, if I had just worked with them for the past 3 years and done everything else I was doing on the side, I would probably be in charge of running the whole thing by now because I would have progressed rapidly. Maybe that's egotistical for me to say, but I wholeheartedly believe that. And had I worked with what I had in that time, I would be perhaps in a much better position. Perhaps I would have more. So over here, this beautiful thing is quite possibly the best lesson I have on working with what you have. Because for a long time, this was all I had. I didn't have another laptop. And how this laptop got to this state is a story for another day. But for a long time, it's all I had. That's what I did my editing on. It's what I downloaded videos on. And many people would have said that, many people, if they had this laptop, this one here, some of the keys don't even work, they would have said, I don't have anything. And to be quite frank with you, if I asked my parents for a new laptop and I really asked them, they would have gotten me one. But that's all I had. And once I needed something more, God gave me more. You see? A new MacBook Air here. And it came through my parents who, God bless them, were able to get me the new MacBook. So in life, you always have what you need to start. I had what I needed to start my content. I had what I needed to do whatever I was doing at that time. Now, I have what I need to do now. When you work with what you have and you do it that diligently, God will always give you more. So the key to everything is what? Work with what you have. You don't have to look for everything that you don't have. You just have to look at what you have. And what you have is enough to take you to the next level. Think about that. Work with what you have and you'll receive more. It sounds so simple, but that's how most of life is. We just complicate it. Matthew 25 verse 29 says, "For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. If you work with what you have, you will create more things and create opportunities. So from working with what you have, you open the door for more things to come to you. Therefore, those who have, more will be given. But when you're always looking for the next thing that you need to start, you're never actually going to start. You won't be working with what you have, which is as good as not having anything. And as a result, you'll gain nothing. But since the natural way of the world is progression, if you gain nothing, you're actually falling behind. You're losing relative to everyone else. Crazy. Anyways, what you have now is enough for you to progress to the next level. When you're at the next level, you will receive something new that will allow you to progress to the next level. I don't know what you want to achieve, but I know working with what you have is the best way to get there. All this time you spend wishing you had more is a waste, because if you just work with what you have, you will eventually have what you wish for, and that's more.